fun begins.
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
Welcome to the party, pal!
All right, hello guys, hello everyone. How are you doing tonight? I'm sorry I'm running a little bit behind. Got my son here. He's just about to leave. His ride's a little late, so I couldn't start, but I just said goodbye to him. He hasn't quite left yet, so I apologize for the late start. And now I'm having a little bit of trouble with the chat here. I can see it. I guess this will work. I can see it. Sorry I missed some comments here. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. I'm going to jump to the bottom here. Better not be MCR. I don't have that subscription. What is up, Ian? I just saw some of your comments on a couple of the videos. I just logged in and my screen is a little bit messed up and I can't seem to move my chat. So my chat's like over my screen, but that's okay. Not a big deal. What up, Tech489? How are you? Yo, yo, yo. Bjorn, I see you. I hear you. All right. No problem. Family first. Thank you, Bob. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's see. So, I don't know. Should I go back all the way up to the top of the chat? You guys are a lot of talking going on. That's cool. Jab along. Jeff, I see you in here. Bob, I see you. MCR, good friend Bjorn. All of you guys, Ian. All right. I think everyone is. I caught up. Everyone. Tech. Yeah, volume could do with turning up a notch. Let's see if I can do that. Let's see if that helps at all. I'm a little, because I didn't start like my normal time. I'm a little flustered trying to figure everything out here. Let's turn on this light. Notice it's kind of dark in here too. Oh, that's better. Let's do it like that. Oh, that might be too much. Let's go. Okay, there we go. All right, I hope that's better. Turn up the mic. Okay. His volume is always way down. Oh, it's because it's like 4 in the morning where Ian's at, right? It's like 4 in the morning or something, or almost. But thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. Do appreciate it. I think I've got a good show for you tonight. Not a lot of news, but there's some news. I will say, because my son was here, he was playing a lot of video games on his tablet. I was able to watch Wilhelm's show. I must have clicked on it right when it was ending. So there are a couple things that he talked about in his show that I think some of you were there that I'm going to talk about too. I won't spend as much time as he did because his interview with Marvin was really good, answered a lot of questions, but we'll just touch on it a little bit. Let's see. Let me move this. All right, let's see. His volume's always okay. So let's talk the last 2 weeks. You guys can probably tell I was busy. I mentioned the last show I was gonna take a week off and kind of recharge my battery, just kind of hang out for a little bit. I've mentioned this before. One of my other hobbies is watching the sport of boxing. So last week there was a whole bunch of boxing on, so I just kind of watched boxing and hung out and watched all that stuff. And then Monday, Sunday, really, I guess Monday, I started shooting videos. I did another tub dive, part 3. Is it part 3? Yeah, tub dive part 3. Apologize about the camera. So I did something, and I don't know what I did, so that video came out kind of grainy. but I think for that type of video, it's okay. You know, I wasn't showing you really like something up close like this. Um, but I did a lot of videos. I think I did 5 videos. More tub diving, yeah. I'll try. I'll try. So we did tub diving 3. We did a video on this. This was a really good one, guys. This is the Croc Master and Fiona from Hiya Toys. Really good set. Really fun one. So I did a video on that. I also did a video on the Joy Toy. I guess my second video on the Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Joy Toy. I did it on Ground Chuck. Been meaning to do more Joy Toy Turtle videos because I like the line so much, but so many people are doing them and they do them so well. I don't feel like sometimes I have anything to offer to it. But I did do a video on that. 80s, 90s boxing was the best. Yep. Some of my favorite times. Yep. Hearns. Yep. Hagler. Hearn. Yep. Peak boxing. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I know, Ian. I think you're in the UK. Boxing's real big in the UK. A lot of the shows that I watch are from the UK now, with DAZN. If you know what DAZN is, it's like an app to watch boxing. It's like the Netflix of boxing. But that's what I did last week. But this week I really focused on videos. I did a Acid Rain World. This guy. I did one of my Bucks team guys. Been holding on this guy for a long time. If you saw this video, I was having problems with this helmet. I ended up gluing it on. I just ended up gluing it on. I didn't want to deal with it anymore. I glued it on. It's in there. It's not going anywhere. And I hate having to do that, but I was more worried about losing it. It became a little bit of a frustration because every time I post them, it would just fall off. So if you saw that video, I did end up, right after the video, I glued that helmet on. If you're interested at all, please check out that video. Can't believe how much articulation. Yeah, Fiona is really good. I said it in the video. I really hope that means that we're going to get a Timber. We're going to get, Junkyard and the dog. I forget who, Junkyard and Hound. I forget the name. Or the Polar Bear. Everything that Classified's got, I hope that we get. So that was cool. It's a really good set. The other thing I did, the other Hiya Toys, was for the Viper. It was for the Viper. And again, I mentioned this in the video. My biggest problem was the handles on the guns. So right after that video, I clipped all of them. I mean, that little white there from the clip, I'm going to go over with a black pen to kind of hide it. But I went and the ones that I've opened, I haven't opened them all yet. I just went and cut them. Because I couldn't, it was so frustrating trying to get the hand on. Toys are supposed to be fun, Toys are supposed to be fun. And if you get frustrated just trying to put weapons in hands and they fall out or they can't get them on, I just clipped them. I just clipped it. But for the sake of that video, I wanted to show you what it looked like before clipping it, how you'll get it if you get it. And maybe putting those on isn't so hard for you. I've got these big old mitts here, and it's kind of hard to do real fine things like that sometimes. Junkyard Hound. Yeah. Still hoping for a Raptor from Hiya. Yeah, I meant to bring this up. I'm thinking about Hiya because you said that, Bob. I've noticed every order now that I've made on Amazon for a Hiya product has been canceled. They canceled the last Godzilla creature. I got that like white looking dragon. They sent me a cancellation on that. They canceled all my Star Trek figures. I don't know what's going on with their Amazon store, but every order I've had, the orders that I've made that have not been canceled are through LTK, Cool Toys, or directly from the Hiya website. I always kind of want to use Amazon because they won't charge you till it comes. You get free shipping. You gain points, for money to use somewhere else. But they cancel all my orders. I don't know what's going on with Hiya on the Amazon website. What's going on with their store? Oh yeah, Mutt was the guy. Yeah, Mutt was the guy. I always get them mixed up. I wish someone like Hiya would go for Forgotten Realms series of figures. Yeah. I feel like, this week I opened a couple Hiya products, and they're good. You know, both of these guys are masked. So the problem that, or the issue that I think comes up for me a lot is the faces don't look that good. But these ones are perfect because they're masked faces, so they came out good. And I pointed out, and it's kind of, I don't know how good it showed up on the camera, but his tan and his tan lines are really good. It's some of the best like tan lines that I've seen in a figure, if that's a thing. Um, but the fact that they went that extra mile to darken the top and lighten the bottom is pretty cool. That attention to detail, I was kind of surprised. I pointed it out in the video. I don't think I've seen a figure with a tan line before that I can recall off the, you know, the top of my head. Maybe someone in the chat goes, "Oh, this one." Put it out there because I can't think of one. Um, I use BBTS for my Haya monsters. Yeah, that's something I probably should have done. Probably should have done. You know, after they canceled them, I did reorder the Star Trek guys from Haya's site, but that Godzilla creature, I was like, you know, maybe it wasn't meant to be. It was 50, 60, 70 bucks. I can't remember how much. I thought, you know, I just save the money, you know, just don't. I mean, you know, I've been feeling that way lately. Like, you know, if it just wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be. Uh, may have to do with shipping issue from overseas. It could be. It could be. I kind of thought when maybe the tariffs hit, they are locked into that price, right? Of the when I bought it or when I agreed to purchase it with the shipping. And once the shipping went up, they realized maybe that, well, now we're going to have to take some of that cost. So they just canceled the orders. That crossed my mind. I don't know if that's true. I could be reading too much into that. Um, Maybe it's pre-order issue with high on Amazon. Once it's in stock, seems to find. Yeah, yeah, it's just the pre-orders. Yeah, you're right. It's just the pre-orders. If they have it in stock, it seems it's not a problem at all. But BBTS gets them late. That's the other drawback. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's the trade-off, right? That's the trade-off. Dusty from Pursuit of Cobra had tan lines, I believe. Okay, that's a good one. I think I have that one. I think I have a couple of them. He does have a dusty face, doesn't he? Doesn't Dusty have a dusty face? He has this thing. You're right. I think he does. It would be another GI Joe figure. So maybe that's something, you know, it's been in the line for a while. But very cool. Very nice attention to detail. Um, Pretty good. And I'm still not sold. I don't think they have thigh swivels, either one now. They have that crease, they have that line, but I have not been able to get them to move. And even my wife, she was seeing the video and she was like, "You didn't heat it up. You didn't heat it up." And I was like, "I know." She's like, "You should have heated it up. Remember when you broke that one?" So even my wife was giving me a heck about it. Amazon usually locks in prices. That could be the case. Yeah. So yeah, so 5 videos, tub dive, some reviews, some overviews, Aya Toys, Acid Rain, um, Joy Toy. I didn't grab the ground chuck. He's behind me over here. I think the next 2 weeks, I'm probably going to do. I want to do some Star Wars stuff. I pulled out my Tusken Raider and Bantha that was in one of those tub dives. I think I'm going to do a video on that because my new Bantha's just arrived. So I'd like to do, I think, and so the video is not 30 or 40 minutes. I think I'm going to do 2 separate videos. I'll do the old one first, and then I'll do the new one, and I'll just link the old one to the new video when I do it. Um, Speaking of the new Bantha, I don't know if this happened to you guys. Hasbro Pulse has killed me in the last 2 weeks. They have almost fulfilled every single pre-order that I had with them. Um, it's been expensive. A lot of this stuff wasn't supposed to come out till December, and it already is showed up. They charged my card, I think, for 4 or 5 different pre-orders, and like 4 of them on one day. So I was looking at it, and I think I only have one pre-order left. Um, Outside of my Eagle Force and boss fight stuff through BBTS. All the other stuff like Locker Toys, Cool Toys, the stuff at Haya, you pay up front, so that's already paid for. This Hasbro Pulse stuff, they charge you when it comes in, so they hit my card, man. They hit me with everything. And I was thinking in hindsight, I was glad I didn't buy the didn't back the HasLab, because if I would have bought the HasLab and then they sent me all this stuff at the same time, I can only imagine what the guys that did, if they got the Bantha, the Cantina 2-pack, the Luke Speeder. I finally got my order of Ventress and Agent Callus. Like, all these figures came, the Obi-Wan, the new Obi-Wan came in, like all these figures within like 7 or 8 days. Just hit me. I was like, wow, like this is going to be a it's a great haul. It's a great haul. I'm going to probably do a haul video next week, because I think next week's kind of the last week of this month, isn't it? 21. Well, no, it'll be second in 2 weeks, but it's going to be a massive haul, and it was not supposed to be this way, guys. I love it, but at the same time, now I have to pay for everything, so it's going to be a big chunk of money, and not happy about that. But that's collecting, right? When it rains, it pours. The figures, though, I mean, they have been so good lately. The vintage collection stuff, I mean, all of it has been so good. But I think I'm going to try to do a couple Star Wars videos. I'm going to try to probably do another Joy Toy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle video. And what was the other one I was thinking? Haul. I think I'm going to try to do another tub dive. I have run out of star cases and the tub that I'm trying to transfer to, the stackable red ones. So that's a pretty big purchase to have to get those. You know, I think the tub itself is like sometimes 30-40 bucks. And the star cases are really expensive too if you want to get like 40 or 50 of them, which is kind of what I need. So I'm not sure. I might do a tub dive. I might not. We'll see. We'll see. I did sell a few more things today. Old stuff again, old stuff. I ended up selling the Deluxe Power of the Force 2 E-Web Blaster and Snow Trooper. Got a couple bucks for it. Thought it was time to replace it. I've got the new ones from the new vintage collection. So I did sell a few more things today. Made a little bit of money to offset some of the new stuff. So that was the last 2 weeks. That's going to be the next 2 weeks. Thank you guys for coming. If there's anybody new here, welcome to the party. We're going to talk some 118 3.75 news. Like I mentioned, though, I know Wilhelm talked about a few of these things. I didn't get a chance to watch Bob and Outer's show, but I will be watching that probably right after mine. Let's see, not that much news. I don't know how long this is going to go, but we're going to open it up. If there's something you guys want to talk about, we'll definitely do that. Let's jump over to the news. And I remembered. There we go. I forgot to do that. Okay, so my chat like a bubble is in the way, and I cannot see. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. You can see me, I think, but I can't see that myself. I can't see the picture-in-picture, but that's okay. Let's really quickly talk about this. I guess this feels like old news now because it's almost been 2 weeks since it finished. It backed, obviously. Did anyone here end up backing the gunship? Did anyone get FOMO? Did anyone jump in and last minute jump in? I'm curious to know if anyone did. I will admit I had no FOMO. I kind of watched it go down, and I felt nothing. I was numb to it. I thought, I'm glad everyone that wanted it got it. I did think too at first that this was going to be the first HasLab that never got a tier, not even one unlock. And then maybe like 2 days later, they said they added a lot of international stuff, and wow, there we go. They unlocked the first figure. So that was really good. A little more value for money. We'll say like another $20 figure at least. So another 20 on the price. You get 3 figures now instead of 2. So good for them. Good for those who wanted it. And hopefully that means that, we'll get that figure in a different card back for us that didn't back the HasLab. they are trying to get ahead of tariffs, I'm guessing. I'd like to see a review on the Bantha. Okay, yeah, I hope so. I had to cancel some things because of the Bantha and the land speeder. Yeah, they can't believe they all those things came in like within the same week. Didn't, but I'm very glad it funded. Yeah, me too. Yeah, nope, didn't get FOMO passing on this. Yep, I didn't either. I hope it will result as one of the OG ones becoming cheaper. Yeah, that's a good positive. I think could come out of it. Still not worth it for me. Yeah, one figure, huh? $20 more wasn't enough. I didn't think so either, but I, just like if one of you did buy it, I mean, I'd want you to get the best deal. So I was happy for the people that did, and I still think it's good. With Vintage Collection still has a perfect record of all the HasLabs for Vintage Collection at least funding. Um, and hopefully there's like some lessons learned there for Hasbro, and that I doubt it. I'm trying to be positive. I doubt it, but maybe they'll learn from this and find something that's a little bit that would pull us all in. We were all able to say no. It sounds like to this one, but hopefully that they will pick something next time that we have a little more skin in the game and want it. So it's an amazing looking vehicle, but the cost just seems far too inflated. Yeah, that's what I thought too. But I don't want to focus too much on this, so we're going to just move to the next thing. I'm happy for everyone that got this, and I'm really excited to see when people get this, how they display it and how they use it. Because I did think, in the end, if I still want this, it'll be available in the secondary market. It'll be more expensive. So, I mean, I could still get it, but as far as I feel right now, I'm not going to. But because it did fund, they're going to be out there. They're going to be on eBay and the Makaris, and people are going to be selling them at your local toy stores, and they'll still be available, albeit markup and in less quantity than some of the other HasLabs like the Razor Crest and the Ghost. I think it's funny that the only Jedi to get unlocked never stepped foot on the gunship. Yeah, that's ironic, isn't it? That is ironic. Yeah, but good for them. And I really do like the theme of the Battle of Geonosis and going back to it, because I would think most of those items are things that I want. It was just this. But all the other things that people have kind of rumored and teased, I do want. So, cool. I'm glad it went through. It took the last day, though. It didn't go through right till the last day, but then it went far over. And they actually got that first tier. So, good for them. Good for them. All right, we'll quickly just kind of talk about this. 30 and 25. It's getting closer. There's 2 weeks left. It went up a couple $100, I think, in the last 2 days. I think it was around 5,500, I think. He's getting a lot closer. It looks good, guys. I still think this one's going to happen. I don't know about stretch goals or any of that stuff, but it's really close. It's really close. This is a good position to be in with 2 weeks to go. His dead body did. Oh, I guess when they loaded him, when they loaded his corpse in. Pinker, welcome, Pinker. Pinker, I've liked all the pictures, but the custom on the 40K, the little Tyranid guy, love the colors you picked on that thing. Very good. You're a really good painter. Another really good customizer. Hopefully this year's theme will get us new alien Jedi. Yeah, hopefully, huh? Hopefully they don't stop, right? And I definitely want more bad guys. Definitely want more bad guys. But yeah, this looks good. I think it's in a good spot, or within striking distance. Hopefully, is it Malcolm or Chad? I always get Malcolm. Hopefully, maybe this last week or two, he'll get on a few more shows, or a little more publicity will help push us over the top. And it's looking good. It's looking good. I am in for one figure and one comic book. So Yeah, it looks good. This looks like it's gonna go through. My left field themed release a young Boba. That would be a good one. They could use that. See that's a good, that's a good call because they could use the buck for a young uh, Boba with all those kid clones and Camino different outfits like from the show. That would be a good one. They could make their money back a couple times over because it's the same head, right? It's the same kid. Maybe just change his haircut a couple times, or maybe not. Maybe not. So yeah, 30 and 25 looks good. Um, yeah, I'm happy. I think this one's gonna happen. I don't know about the stretch goals, um, but it looks good. It looks good. Did I think I asked you guys? I know Bob, you're in. You got in on this, right? Anybody else here back this? It is $30 a figure, I believe. Um, so it's not cheap, but it looks to be like a good looking figure. They could even like my least favorite person in the Bad Batch. Is that Omega? Thank you. Maybe I'll do another one on a different color. I bought a bunch. Okay, yeah, yeah. I'd like to see that. If you guys haven't seen that, check out Pinker's Instagram. I'm sure you guys have. He's done a little tutorial, pretty much, showing you how he did it. Okay, let's go to this one. So, Wilhelm and Bob got to talk to Marvin. Marvin, and it looks like they made a couple bucks, not since Wilhelm's show, but it looks like it in the last couple days it gained quite a bit more money. It's funny, I closed the 30 tab, but I was kind of looking at them, and it's like the 30 Kickstarter, it has a lot more backers, but less money. Where the guys that are sponsoring this figure, there's less people, but they're spending more. So we got kind of two things going on here. This figure is, I think, $10 more, but it is a modern figure, so it's not necessarily the scale's right. We have a 375 and we have a 118. We know that they kind of go together, but we've got two different things going on here. It'll be interesting to see. This funding for this is 15 though. This is quite a bit more, double. So I really want this one to go through. I hope if you guys are on the fence about this one, I hope that you will back it. I really want this figure. And when I watched the stream, Bob, if you're still there, the one thing I think I would have asked if I could have asked, if I would have been there live and I could have shot him a question was, how did Marvin here link up with Loose Collector? Because Loose Collector, I know some of you know, I bet Sentinel MCR, you know this. Loose Collector has the Rob Liefeld doing like the 7-inch figures, the 6-inch figures. They do those big creatures, the werewolves and these big beautiful Mr. Hyde. They do really really good stuff. I've never seen them do anything in the 118 scale though, and I was just curious how he linked up with Loose Collector. Because like I said, I know they're doing the Rob Liefeld. Is it the Thunderbolts or not Thunderbolts? The Rob Liefeld's was it Valiant Comics or Image Comics? Those characters. He's doing those figures. Loose Collector's doing that stuff, and they also do some of their own. But they make really big, beautiful figures, like big ones. Like huge figures. That Mr. Hyde is huge. I'm just curious how he linked up with Loose Collector, and it's another reason I really want this to go through because Loose Collector, as far as I know, really hasn't done 118. If they get in the 118 game and it's successful, what would stop them from doing more 118? Nothing really, but they need to see it sell. They need to see that there's a demand for it, right? That there's a profit to be made for them to spend the money, to make the molds and so on. Youngbloods, that's it. I said Thunderbolts, Youngbloods, that's it. I'm glad it's not another O-ring. Yeah, me too. Me too. I am more of a modern guy. And I just remembered I forgot one thing in here. I put it on this list and I forgot it, but hopefully we'll talk about it here. Um, I really want to see another modern line start up. You know, especially since we are losing. It sounds like we're losing the Spin Master DC line. It seems like it's kind of kaput now. But this is way highly articulated. I saw that list he had on Wilhelm's. I didn't remember seeing that here in this, but that was really cool. I mean, that thing is super articulated. Um, I like that he had all the background. You know, like I always create my own story in my mind. You know, I always like, you know, my world is my world, like just like your guys' world's your world. So I don't know if I would really follow the line of his story, but it's cool that he created it all, and how it has to make sense, and just like Kit Lau does with the Acid Rain stuff, you know. Um, so Loose Collector's making this Blaine figure for him or helping him. That's what I'm not sure. It just says Loose Collector on these packaging, and it sounds like that's who he's using. I know they have their own sculptors, right? They have their own, uh, you know, their own workshop, their own studio to create the figures. Here it is, right here. See, it says Loose Collector, and they do a lot of good stuff. Most of it is big though, or bigger scale, um, but this thing's huge, man. I mean, this was a lot of people's figure of the year a couple years ago. Um, I guess this is all they have right now. But I think did they even do some of the Frazetta stuff? I think maybe they did it. Maybe it's not them. That's like Savage Crucibles. Frazetta's doing a couple different figures with a couple different people. But yeah, it looks like somehow Loose Collector's involved, and that's cool. I think that's really cool. It's interesting to me. It's intriguing. Um, so I'm really hoping this goes through. I hope you guys will back this one. If you're on the fence a little bit, I know there's plenty of time. You know, there's a lot of time left. You know, if you can't remember, you don't pay until if it even goes through, which would be a month from now. But I hope that you guys will consider it because I really want this figure. I really want this figure. I'm already a couple $100 in. I pledged this 147 here, but I already gave him 105 a couple years ago, so I'm 250 plus into this already, hoping it goes through. Um, but yeah, that was the only thing when I watched it. I was like, man, I wish I could have been there in the chat. I would have asked him, how did he meet, or what's Loose Collector's role in this? Out of curiosity. Okay, I hadn't actually looked closely at the Kickstarter. Yeah, I didn't think about. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how Bob. So Marvin, and I don't know how Marvin knew, but Marvin did reach out to me on Instagram and said that he would like, he's reaching out to content creators. So I guess I'm a content creator now. I see myself as diehard. I don't, I'm just Tony Creek, but he did reach out to me and said something like, um, I'd like to do the rounds on some of the shows, or if you content creator could like plug the Kickstarter, which I said I would. And I already have, right? This is the third time now that I've talked about this in 6 weeks. So all the last 3 shows. But then I saw Wilhelm had him, and I was like, that's great, because Wilhelm has a much bigger platform, right? And hopefully that will help, kind of push this over the line. But there's a lot of time to go, and I'm excited for this one. It looks good. I think I got the comic book and 3 of the suited figures. I think that's what my pledge was here. Oh, you did suggest. Okay, maybe that's why he reached out to me. But I was just like, thank you, but I didn't say this, but I've told you guys many times, I don't have a StreamYard. I don't have a way to have him on, because my show is just me. It's just a news show. But I was glad to see, and I love you guys, man. But my channel is small, right? We're small, but we're mighty. And I think Wilhelm has a bigger platform, And so that if he was going to pick between me and Wilhelm, definitely go to Wilhelm. So that was really cool, and it was nice. Um, it was a good. It was one of Wilhelm's best shows, I think. So yeah, I'm really hoping this goes through. I'm gonna keep talking about this until it's over because I'm invested. I'm heavily invested in this. Um, but yeah, I hope you'll consider backing it. And Bob, thanks for suggesting me. It's funny because when I saw it, I was like, I should tell Bob or Will. I didn't think Wilhelm actually, but I thought I should tell Bob. Um, Maybe he should try to have him on the Outer Multiverse. And then within like the next day or maybe even hours later, I saw Wilhelm post on Instagram that he was going on there. I was like, oh, perfect. Um, because again, I don't have my platform isn't. I'd have to buy StreamYard, which is something I'm not ready to do yet, in order to have some of you guys on, and it's something I'm going to have to probably do next year. Um, but for now, I just use OBS, which is just me. It's just one camera. I think there's a way to add people to it, but I'd have to do all the research and try to figure out how to do that. Small channels are great in my opinion because we can be more involved with the chat. That's true. That's true. Marvin should reach out to McDowell. Yes, that's another one I thought of, and maybe he did because McDowell has 20,000 subs. That's right. He might have more than that, huh? We have to look that up. Maybe he'll stop by tonight. But yeah, that's I've talked about this before. I don't know if I have here on YouTube, but I know I talked about it, Jeff. You were there, I'm sure, when I used to do this show on Instagram, or what has become this show. And I think, McDowell and Awesome Action Toys and then Boss Bounty are probably the three biggest channels at 118. But like Boss Bounty, he only does Star Wars. But Awesome Action Toys and McDowell, kind of like my channel, and Wilhelm's about we look at a lot of different lines. So yeah, you're right. Those would be one of the ones to go to get the biggest reach at 118. We're like a sub culture of another action figure cult. We're like literally a line off of the the branch off of the tree of the bigger guys, and our community is quite a bit smaller. It is quite a bit smaller, isn't it? Small channels, yeah. I would love to get Marvin on the show. Just gotta find open week, yeah. And that's why when I was thinking about messaging you, I was like, well, I don't want to. I'm not gonna tell Bob, or I could suggest it to him, but he may have this next 3 shows planned out already, and it'd have to be before this ends. Maybe a countdown show if it gets close. Maybe that would be something, and I'd love to be a part of that. I'm not inviting myself, but I'm inviting myself. I'd love to be a part of that. But I'm excited for this. I hope it goes through. Seems like a lot of comic book content in the Kickstarter, so I imagine he's pitching the Kickstarter in those circles too. Yeah, I think he is. I've been watching his channel. Marvin does have a YouTube channel, and he's done a couple live streams, and there are other comic book IPs, I guess there are IPs that they're also under, or within his friendships within the comic book industry. But that was another thing that was, how, because it looks like he's a writer, maybe an illustrator too. But he mentioned like the crossover to action figures is like the progression of how it used to be when we were kids. So he must be about our age, or about the age of some of us. We're all different age, right? But yeah, I was most curious about the role of Loose Collector in this Kickstarter. So I haven't seen them do anything at this scale. I'm sure it would be awesome if it's anything like what they're doing for the other things. And he has themed coffee, yes. Not smaller, more exclusive. There you go. There you go. I like that. That's the nice way. Good job, Ian. But yeah, very interesting. That was a good show. That was a good show. But it was nice. I actually got to watch it before this one, and my son's been playing that. I don't know if you guys. It's called Genshin, some anime video game he likes to play, and he played it for hours today on his tablet. So while he was doing that, I got to watch. Actually, got to watch some of the streams, and that's funny because on Wednesday I got home in time from work to watch Pirates Show live, and I literally clicked on it. Was like, "Hey, Pirates, I'm here." And then he was like, "Show's over." Boom. I think I was like the last comment right before he clicked the button and the show ended. So I literally missed his show by like 30 seconds. What's the name of his YouTube channel? Um, I think it's Marvin Wynn. I think it's his name. Let's see. Or it's that Burroughs comic. Comics Burrow. Let's see what it is. It's that same emblem that we were just looking at. Yeah, it's his name. I believe it's his name. Yeah, this is it. Here, hold on, let me pause this. I'll drop this in the chat. Yeah, it's not, I mean, he's an entrepreneur, he's an artist. Hat off to the guy. Takes a lot of, takes a lot of guts and money, right, to just like Malcolm, to these guys to go out there and try to fund this stuff. Who knows how much time and effort and money of their own they've already put into it. Yeah, Loose Collector does some really cool stuff. Like, I always say this, if these figures were my scale, I would get them, but they're not my scale. So, I don't, even though these monsters, you could totally use these monsters at 118. But these are some big boys, man. Highly articulated, super sculpted, painted. Interesting to see what Loose Collector does with, especially if this line, if Marvin's, if we get more figures from the line like he wants, and that was kind of teased, this could be a good line. This could be something special. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Oh, I did put the tab here. I thought I missed this. So, looks like in a couple days here that the Rise of Nexus Kickstarter is going to launch. These are O-ring figures, so I know they're not for everyone. I did pay the $1 to be on the mailing list or the VIP access. I paid that $1 at least a month or two ago. But since then, I've been kind of feeling like I'm a modern collector and I'm getting into too much stuff. So I don't think I'm going to back this one. I was going to, but I think now I'm not going to. And it has nothing to do with the figures, because figures look great. It more has to do with money and me kind of tightening up a little bit and not collecting so many lines. I already spent $1, to be on the VIP thing. It's $1. I don't feel like I lost a lot because I'm not going to back it now. And I still might back it, but I don't think so now. I think the figures look really good. But I'm just collecting too many lines. And they're O-rings. But they look pretty good. I like the girl. I like the card art. I like this guy. Reminds me of the Black Panther, Michael B. Jordan in the Black Panther. I think that's what he was going for there, right? I forget his name now in the story. But I don't think I'm going to back it now. I am going to watch it. We are going to talk about it. I am going to bring it up until it, once it starts and as it goes. But I don't think I'm going to back it now. I kind of had a change of heart. It has most to do with money and just buying too much stuff. I mean, you saw my garage, right? Killmonger, that's his name, Killmonger. You saw my garage. If you haven't seen my garage, check out Tub Dive Part 1. I got so much stuff, and I have been selling some things, but I've still got the Call Sign Longbow, Legends of the Hidden Force, Operation Recall. I still have all those O-rings still to come. So I'm not out of the O-ring game. I backed 30, but I don't know if I'm going to get this one now. I'm still waiting on the Liberty Force, Freedom Force. I always forget their name. You know what I'm talking about, the Eagle Force, kind of that subline. I'm still waiting on that to really, spend some money on. So I think I'm gonna pass on this one. I'm kind of disappointed in myself, but at the same time, you can't have everything all the time, And this is a place where I think I can kind of step out. I can kind of step out. But I am gonna track it. I'm gonna watch it. I want it to go through, and maybe I'll grab one figure like this guy, like the one I think is the best one. Because like 30, I'm not army building in the O-ring. I'm not, they don't totally fit in my world because I have 99% modern figures. Shields of Liberty. Thank you, Bob. I should write that down because I forget every single time. Shields of Liberty. Yeah, that's kind of my most wanted, waited for thing now, I think, this year, if it comes through this year or it's early next year, because almost everything that I have that's supposed to come this year, I think with this Hasbro, all this Hasbro stuff, the Star Wars. Oh no, there's a lot of GI Joe stuff still in Haya Star Trek stuff. But that's paid for already. But yeah, I think I might just grab one figure, like the best one. The scroll looks good. The problem is if I only get one, then I have a real hard time, and I go, well, there's actually three that I think, and then I end up getting three, so I'm trying not to do. It's tough, this collecting lifestyle, isn't it? It's such a hard problem to have, right? It's such a terrible affliction. But there they are, 2 days away. I think the girl here, this guy, man, I like this Snake Plissket looking guy. I like this guy too. He looks like the Shadow. Is it the Shadow Tracker from Cobra? So there's like 4 of them here that I'm like, man, they look pretty good. But I probably should only get one. It's tough. It's tough. Grant me the serenity to accept the toys I cannot have, the courage to pass the ones I don't need, and the wisdom to know the difference. There you go. That is. I know I should put that right here, so every time I go to pre-order, read it. Are you sure? Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough, but man, they look good. But like I said, I still have a whole bunch of O-rings coming. We actually got an update. I think we got an update this week or last week from Legends of the Hidden Force. Hadn't heard from them in a while. They sent out an email blast saying that the figures they had moved quite a bit along, and they're not. I don't know if they're on schedule, but they're still moving, and they're working on things. So, and Operation Recall, and Call Sign Longbow as well. So. Yeah, I thought I missed this tab here. It's on my list, but I forgot that it was there. There will probably be rise for just a few of you. Okay. Yeah, hopefully, yeah. I feel like the girl and this guy in the blue are probably the 2 best. So I probably grab one of them. Probably lean towards the guy. The colors are pretty striking with the blue and the green, and he's got the red scarf, and that is a really nice head sculpt. If it ends up that good, That is a really nice head sculpt. So, yeah, yeah. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I might be in. I might be in for at least this one. But I was thinking of buying the whole wave with the discount that they're offering because I am the access member or whatever with that $1. But then I would end up spending $100 or more, and I can't spend that much. Not for this. All right. The last bit of news wasn't that much news, guys. It wasn't that much news. Um, at least from my perspective, what I thought we could talk about. But we did spend some time on this last week, and I had posed the question, what is going on? Where's all the acid rain stuff? And then this week, they kind of hit us with some new stuff. Um, so let's see, what day was that? This was 1 week ago. Acid Rain, Kid Lao, they post this, Project Black Box, 118 scale project coming soon. The teaser, they teased us. They said, hey, we're working on something. It's coming. What is Black Box? I don't know. A few days after that, Acid Rain Black Box coming soon. This time it's a video. New, but they reveal it's a new vehicle series. So they teased us with the name, then they teased us with that little video and an image. And then what do you know? Another day goes by, another video, a few more pictures, a little, even a little more of a tease. You know, if this was a girl, I'd say she's, messing with me. And another picture. And look, there's Skelly. Skelly's right in the mix right there. And I was looking at this earlier. Look, Skelly. Oh, maybe it was the other one. But then Awesome Action Toys chimed in here. It was kind of funny. So, and then we get, and before they reveal anything else, 3 new figures, or three more figures, I should say. Any figure purchased for me need to either fit into my plans for my world build or be the OG Kenny 96. Okay. Yes, he got nice rules. I always break my own rules. But I got to get better at that. I really got to get better at that. Just don't have the room. So, 3 figures. They announced 3 figures here. My opinion, I think this one looks the best. There's Skelly again. Here's Awesome, actually. This is the one I was thinking of. I was like, oh, there's Skelly. And then Awesome Action Toys right after him. So I thought that was kind of funny. But this figure looks really good. I think I'm going to get this one. Just one. I think I'm going to grab this guy. Awesome Action Toys says here, I got the original one. So I'm guessing this is Jeff, you probably knows it's a reissue, a repaint, both. Because I've not seen this figure before, or that face sculpt doesn't look familiar to me. But I think I'm going to get this guy. I think this is on the buy list. Out of the 3 figures that they showed, this being the other one, this being the second one. And then they also showed this one. Out of these 3, I think that guy is the one, Douglas, that I'm going to get. If I can, hopefully. Looks like version 2. Okay, an update. In 18. Wow, 2018. So yeah, that's quite a while ago. This one looks like the one that I already pre-ordered, but he has like a different helmet. I think they called him the Puppeteer. It looked like the exact same figure, but with a different helmet, and maybe this guy and the Sim puppet. It looked like the same guy. Same weapon, same buck, maybe different paint and a different head. So I already got one of these, or I pre-ordered one of these. So I don't see the need to get this one. But now, in hindsight, I think this one with that visor probably looks a little bit better. I think I have different gear and this different orange here. But it looked like pretty much the same one. But I think I'm going to get Douglas here. I think I'm going to get this one. Is this a buy for you, Jeff? Is this a pass? Acid Rain Douglas version 1 from 2018 will show up. Okay. Yeah. Looks good. Looks cool. Looks like he comes with a helmeted, unhelmeted, chainsaw, knife, rifle. He's on one of the bigger bucks, it looks like. Yeah, I think this is a buy for me. But then to kind of top it all off, after the teases, here we go. Project Black Box times Acid Rain. Vehicle, new vehicle, AMM Wing Flux. I do have a good squad, a good army of AMM troops. In one of my army build videos, I show them off. I probably have 10 AMM soldiers, maybe more. So I'm tempted to get this. It looks like it's going to be, I don't know if he says it right here or this one. I don't know if this is, it's going to be released first at a show, or I'm not quite sure if this is going to be available. Oh, yeah, maybe it's this one right here. Yeah, it looks like it's going, like all their sort of limited edition products, it's going to be available at these toy shows, but then whatever's left is going to go to Pia Club like it usually does. I don't know if I'll get it. It looks cool though. I'm glad to see that they're, a new vehicle, and it's a flying vehicle. Have they ever done a flying vehicle? I don't know. They've done a lot of bikes and Jeeps and Kylos, mechs, but I can't think of a flying vehicle. It looks like it's completely modular. Any guesses on how much this is gonna go for? It's gonna be a lot, I'm guessing, but it looks good. It looks like you could take it apart. It's in the AMM colors. Have you seen the Loki Star Wars stuff? No, I haven't yet. I was at a store. I was surprised. I was at a store this weekend, and they had 4 or 5 different Transformer blockies. And only one of them, like the one that I got, had the box. Had I ever seen the other 3? I had never seen before, but I'm sure they were in when Bob and Bjorn did that episode of the Outer Multiverse on the blockies. I'm sure some of those were in there. That was my first time actually seeing them in the wild in the store. But I got 2. I don't know if I'll get any more. I don't know if I'll get the Star Wars stuff. I was kind of tempted. I saw that Blocky's Superman. I think you talked about it, but I don't think it's 1/18 scale. But if it was, I would probably got that Superman. No Acid Rain plans yet, just though a drop ship tease and the artwork ones. Okay. I wonder who's making this Acid Rain plane. Doesn't seem to have Toys Alliance branding. It also feels more like a modular kit. It's interesting. Yeah. Does anyone know what this the Black Box project? That's just the name of what they're calling it. It's not a collaboration, right? Like we've seen with the New Balance shoes, or we talked about it last time, the One Up Arcade. This seems to be something different, right? Guessing 80 to 100. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Probably $100. And there won't be that many of them, and they'll probably sell out in the first few hours. But I think it's probably a pass for me. If it was a vehicle like a gunship where I could put like 5, 6, 7 guys in it, I'd be more tempted to do that, or to buy it. But a single seater, in my mind, a little fighter like this, you need at least 2 of them then. So I think this is a pass for me. But I'm glad to see some newness in the Acid Rain line. Something we've not seen before. I think this was kind of what, the couple times the Acid Rain stuff came up, this was kind of my gripe. I was saying, a lot of, like every line, a lot of reuse. There hasn't been a lot of new stuff, and here we are. Then he answered the call like the very next week and said, "Here's 3 figures. Here's a new ship. Here's a new class of line or a new class of vehicles. Past 3 a.m. here, so catch the rest on the replay." All right, Ian, thank you for stopping by, and I will answer some of your comments when I get a chance. I saw that you had left some, but I was kind of late to the show, so I didn't get a chance to. But thank you for coming, as always. Appreciate your your participation. I've seen some of the Bloki Star Wars stuff, and it looks decent. Okay. Superman Bloki said Champion series. I'm collecting Saint Seiya. I saw that. I saw you were collecting that. Those are 5-inch. Okay. Huh. 5-inch. I wonder if that would work. Superman. He's a big guy. He's not that big, but he's big. I wonder if that would work. I have to look at that. Well, think about that. I'm guessing Kit is collaborating with someone else to manufacture these. Project Black Box is new social media. Also have a Naughty Boy logo. I have no idea what that is. I did not see that Naughty Boy logo. Oh, I see it there at the bottom. Now what that is, the NB Naughty Boy. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Never heard of it. I'm really liking how the little plane looks. Yeah, it does look cool. But I think, like Bob said, or Bob, is guessing, I'm probably $100. That's just a guess. I have nothing to base that on. This doesn't look that big, but that doesn't matter, right? It's the paint apps, it's the limited availability. There's a lot of other things that could beef up the price. Could be Acid Rain figures are 118 and they still cost more than most of the 112 stuff. So very cool. I hope this isn't a one-off. It doesn't sound like it is. He's saying it's like a new series or a new project. I would think there's more to the project than just one vehicle, right? I would think. So I don't know. There's also a show exclusive which might bump. Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah. With Acid Rain, can probably expect to see the plane again in some other decos. That's true. Yep. For some of the other factions. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I saw you also had these like exclusive pins. They look cool. But I'm all about this. I'm all about the figure game. But yeah, I think this Douglas here is I'm gonna try to get him. And he doesn't say anything about a show exclusive or anything, so I'm guessing this is just like a normal figure that's gonna go up for pre-order on Pia Club, just like most of the normal figures do. I am expecting my pre-order of these guys. They've been in transit for about 2 weeks, and I think they're in Los Angeles right now. I think last I tracked them. So I am expecting to get these guys in my next haul video. Hopefully they'll be here by then. But I got a couple of those, and one of the other guys that was that was up for pre-order at the same time, which I probably can't find because I'm looking. But yeah, I am expecting some Acid Rain stuff in the next week or so. The 2 Beat Boys are pretty good. Yeah, they look good. Yeah. Yeah, this guy looks pretty good, doesn't he? Big old bazooka on him. Oh, I guess that's like a Gatling gun, maybe. Yeah, it looks good. Looks real good, guys. But I think for me, boom, I'm going to get this guy. If I can, I'll try. I missed out. It seemed like I missed out last week. We talked about the level 7 toys, He-Man, or not He-Man. It looked like I missed my chance on that one. It sold out. So I enter my email to be alerted when they come back up. So I did miss out on that level 7 He-Man. I didn't see the Superman one come up yet. I think I'm slipping my game. I'm slipping, man. I missed a pre-order. Loki's announced a blank body, approximately 10 centimeters, no head. Oh, really? Really? So do you think you can use a Marauder's head on it, or a boss fight head? I don't know what the ball joint on that. They were like normal size ball joints, I think, for the Transformers. That would be cool. That would be cool. But yeah, that kind of is all I had this week. I didn't think there was that much news, guys. I thought it was kind of on the slower end this week. We are getting kind of towards the end of the year, so I don't know what that means. If they're gonna announce a whole bunch of stuff for next year, or if we've almost got everything that we're gonna get. Still plenty of time, but just never know. Not with those. They look super deformed. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back to here. Boom. All right, we're back. Man, my little chat thing. I wonder if I can't even close it. I can't even close it. Yeah, I don't know what I did. I've got it like in the wrong place on my screen, so it's like blocking half of my screen, but I can't seem to move it. But yeah, guys, is there anything you guys want to talk about? I know that wasn't everything. It's just kind of the things that stuck out to me. And, I'm sure there's going to be more announcements, but I just don't know if we'll get anything else, like fulfilled, any pre-orders fulfilled. If you like Godzilla figures, check out Godziburst. Oh, okay. Was that the ones we talked about last time? Yeah. Yeah, I thought I saw something about that too. Was it on Big Bad? Maybe you posted something about that. Is it Big Bad that's getting them now? Let's see if I can look that up. Let me look at Big Bad. Big Bad. There it is. Big Bad Toys from the Big Bad Toy Store. Let's see what happens if I put in everyone likes Godzilla. Let's see if I put in Godzilla. Had to go right to the top. Let's see. How would I filter this? Let's see here. I'm going to bring you guys back over here. How would I filter this to see? Would I do scale? Blazing version. Meguro. Toho. This one looks cool. I don't have a Godzilla in my collection. I need one, don't I? We all need one. Oh, is that them right there? Is that them, Bob? Wow. 12 of them. 200. That's a lot. Boss fight showed off production samples of the upcoming Fantasy Wave, getting close by year end, they say. Seems to be G.I. Joe Skyhawk size. $100 seems way too much. Yeah, it does kind of look like Skyhawk. That's a good call. Yeah, you're right. It is very Skyhawky. And even that Skyhawk, if I remember, didn't it have little pegs on the skis where you could have a guy, you could put 3 guys on it, one in the cockpit and 2 on each ski. I can't remember. I had that as a kid. But the back wings always fell off. I don't think BB just has them yet. They just released Japan. Okay. So he's supposed to be something else. Yeah, I don't have a Godzilla. But I think we mentioned this last time. I can't remember if it was Tech or someone. I know Haya does a really good Godzilla in a lot of the creatures. But I think they start around $40-$50, I think. So they're pretty expensive, but they're bigger, articulated. It'd be fun to have just a little one. I think I mentioned this to you guys before too. The Super 7, their website, oh, maybe we can go there. They have like some really cool Godzilla like shirts and sweatshirts and stuff. Man, they're expensive. They have some really cool apparel of some of the brands that they have. But man, their stuff's expensive. But it looks really cool. I thought I was going to get, one year I had thought about getting my brother-in-law. He's a big Godzilla fan. I wanted to buy him one of these sweaters. And then I saw how expensive they were, and I thought, maybe not. Oh, look, right there it is, one right there. Like, they have some really cool Godzilla. Maybe I need a Godzilla shirt, and not the action figure. But they have some really cool stuff, man. They have some really cool, some of the brands. They have some GI Joe stuff. Peanuts. They have some, their clothes. I feel like their clothes are actually better than their figures, but they're just as expensive as their figures. Like that. That's crazy. That's crazy for a sweater, a hoodie. And I feel like that's how most Super 7 stuff is. Here's some more Godzilla. These are the ones we were looking at, right, on Big Bad, I think. But yeah, they're about 20 bucks a pop. That's not too bad. They look really good carded. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. This one looks a little different. This one's on lava. This one's burning up. Burning Godzilla. 100 bucks. 2 heads, 4 hands, got the smoke effects. That looks pretty cool. I'm guessing he's pretty big too. 8 inches tall, yeah. Very cool, man. Yeah, I need to get more Godzilla. Everyone needs more Godzilla in their life, I think. Right? Everybody but Japan, because they're always getting ran over. Getting ran over by Godzilla. Yeah, very cool though. Very, very cool. All right, guys. Well, I rambled. I rambled on like I usually do. Thanks for sticking around. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't have much else to say. Keep an eye on the channel. We're gonna try to do some videos this week. Do have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so I don't know when my next video will be. I'll have time, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll probably post something. But this show will be back in 2 weeks, and we'll check in on those Kickstarters. Rising Nexus will be up. We'll check on 30. 30 will be pretty close to being done, or we'll have just finished the day or two before, so we'll know if that one went through. The Edge will still have plenty of time for the Edge. I hope that one does well. And who knows what else? Who knows what else? The Red Crow Winder vehicle without figures was 72. So this plane with no vehicle, I think, ought to be about the same or less. Okay. That's a little bit better, right? 70, 72. Better than 80, better than 100. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get it, though. I don't think I'm going to get it. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Thanks for coming, as always. Thanks for, supporting the channel, being such a good guy. Jeff, Sentinel, everybody who came. Ian, shout out to Ian, Bjorn. Tech was here, Pinker. Who am I forgetting? Don't forget someone. But everyone in it, and those who didn't comment, thank you as well. If you ever want to talk, please reach out to me on Instagram, and I will get right back to you as soon as I get the message. And I'll see you in 2 weeks for another 118-375 Toy Talk. I'm going to go catch Bob's show now, and I will see you later. Thank you for coming, guys. Can't do the show without you. Do appreciate all your guys' spending time with me and hanging out. I know there's a lot of other things you could be doing, but you're hanging out with me, and I do appreciate it. So I will see you next time, guys, okay? Bye now.